All right, you got me, the music, and the roofers. Child pose, let's go. Just take a few deep breaths here. The longer we stay here, the more you're gonna let yourself sink into your heels. Still here. Push forward into a tabletop. Arch your back, inhale, look up. Exhale, pull the abs in. Exhale, look up. Inhale, pull the abs in. Keep a flat back now and send your left leg back behind you straight. Now cross it over the right, and then almost like a child pose, push your hips back. Back to the middle. Send your right leg out. Same thing. Bring it behind, cross it back, push back. You may feel it very differently on both sides. Back to your tabletop. Tucking your toes. Push your butt back to your heels and lift yourself up to a downward dog. Pedal your feet left and right. Then walk your feet all the way to your hands. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Keep your toes together. Drop your chin to your chest as much as you can. Stay here. Now take your feet hip width apart. So just heel toe your feet a little wider. And bend your knees as much as you need to get your right palm flat on the ground underneath your nose. Straighten your left leg. Put your hand to your left hip, rotate to the left. If you'd like to, you could extend that left arm out. If your hand's not flat, it's all good. Even just the tips of your fingers is fine. Come back down, straighten the right, take your left hand underneath your nose on the floor, rotate and open to the right. And back down, take your feet a little bit wider, almost mat width apart, and come down into a nice low squat. Press your knees out with your elbows. And lift your chest tall, look forward. Hands back to the floor, lift your hips up in the air. Come back down nice and low. Grow up taller. Now when you stand back up this time, take one hand outside, one hand inside the foot, and you're gonna push up from here. So you're pushing your hips to one side. Your legs do not have to straighten here. Come back down and switch over to the other side. So hands inside, outside the other foot, push them up in the air. Come back down to the middle. Hands back to the floor. Heel toe your feet a little closer together. Rise all the way up. Up tall as you can, reach the hands high as you can. Bring your hands back down to the floor and step your left leg back to a lunge. Right leg forward, left leg back. Hold it here. Good. Rotate open to the right. Drop your left knee to the floor. Bring your hand back down and just push that right foot a little further forward. Start to bend your elbows, sink into it gently. And if your right knee's falling out, try to keep your right inner thigh touching your right shoulder. If you can bring your elbows to the floor, go for it. Start to straighten your arms if they're bent. Now take one hand outside the right foot, so right hand outside the right foot. Keep your chest really close to your thigh and push back to stretch the hamstring. So even if you still have a little bend in that right knee, that's okay. Keep the chest really close. Stay here. Stay here, but take both hands inside the foot. So now they're both on the left. And pivot your body. So now you're in your long adductor stretch. You've still got the right leg out to the side. And you're going to shift your weight forward and back. You can adjust your position if you need to. Now a little different than our cool down and athletic conditioning today. Instead of opening to the right, we're going to take that left arm, open it to the left. The arm doesn't go up in the air, take your left hand to your left hip. And just open your chest to the left. Take that left hand, thread it underneath the right, and lean onto the left shoulder. Make your way back up. And pivot around again. Now you're back into your hamstring stretch. You'll be a little higher this time. It's going to be a little bit straighter. And now push forward back into that lunge. Adjust if you need to. High lunge. And now we're going to rotate to the other side. So instead of opening to the right, take your right hand inside or onto the ankle and rotate to the left. Squeeze your inner thighs together. That's it. Straighten that back leg. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Hand back down. Step your right foot back to your downward dog. Wiggle your feet left and right. Walk your feet to your hands. Come all the way up. Reach tall as you can. Fold forward. Step your right foot back. Left leg lunging forward. Stay here. Think of squeezing your inner thighs together from this position. Straighten the back leg. Rotate open to the left. If it's too much, put your hand to your left hip. You can always modify. Hand back down. Drop your right knee to the ground. If you need to shift that left leg forward a little more, you can. And then sink into it. But remember to hug that left knee in towards your shoulder. So instead of it falling out, hug it in. So it's in a straight line with your foot. Stay here. Stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn directions because we're going to have to do it. So stay there, stay there. All right, walk your hands back up. Take your left hand outside of your left foot. Shift your weight back, keeping your left chest on your left thigh. Stay here. There's a little bend in that knee if you need it. If you need it. Walk your hands inside your left foot, walk your hands to the front. You're in that long adductor stretch. Adjust as you need. Find that stretch through the inner thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, open up the right arm. Or it can go up in the air or it can go to the hip. But think of it as a rotation through the mid-upper back, opening the chest. Send the right arm through and lean onto that right shoulder. Drop your head to the floor if you'd like. Make your way back up. Good work. And pivot again. This time you're going to be a little taller in that hamstring stretch. Maybe fingertips are here. Come down if you need, or if you can. Push forward into that lunge again. Right leg nice and long and strong. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Take your right left hand inside your left foot, and really stabilize that right glute by squeezing and rotate open to the right. Squeeze keep squeezing that back leg. Bring your hand back down, and now pivot your feet to face forward or slightly in. Hands are on the floor, or fingertips are on the floor, whichever one you need to do to keep it flat back. If you're super flexible here today, you can grab the outer edges of your ankles, feet, and pull forward. But make sure you don't dump into your heels. Transfer the weight evenly through your toes and your heels. Pull up the arches of your feet to ground yourself into the mat so you don't slide out. Drop your head over in that fold. Be a brother's keeper. Hope you know say blood is sticker. Burn all of your worries like cigar. Act this life like a movie. Steven Seagal. Lift your chest, take your hands to your hips. Now your back is flat. You're in that wide leg hinge position. And stand all the way up for 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Pivot again into your right leg lunge. The right leg is forward. Take your hands to the floor. And step your left foot in, meet the right. Right here. Pull forward. See if you've got a little more looseness now in the back of the legs. Hands to the floor. And step back to a downward dog. Take your time getting there. Pedal your feet left and right. Now once you're in downward dog, hook your left foot around your right calf and work to press your right heel towards the floor. Hello, you good? Push your hips up a little higher. Lengthen your back. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Left leg is on the ground. Right foot wraps around the left calf. Drive your left heel to the floor. You could also try bending and straightening your knee on the left side and see which one you need more, because you've got 2 major muscles of the calf, and bending and straightening it will change which muscle it is. So give that a try. Good. Right foot goes back to the floor. Pedal your feet left and right. Send your right leg up in the air. Bend the right knee, open the hip to the right. Now take your right knee to your right elbow. Slide the knee down to the wrist and to the floor and get into a pigeon. Alternative to pigeon, if it doesn't feel good for your knee or hip, is to lie onto your back and do that stretch. But you guys can choose. We're gonna stay here for a little bit of time. Stay up tall, form, make your way down to the floor.
And the world love holds me. Ooh. true love. I'm not gonna bear no break.
Start to feel that release in the right hip.
No lovers, could it be right? Could it be right? Or could it be? Would it be right if we would stop this fight? Would it be right?
Walk your hands back up.
if we would stop tonight?
And push back to your downward dog. Hips up nice and high.
Hold to me.
Pedal your feet left and right. Take your left leg straight up in the air.
And the world
Bend that left knee. Open your hips to the left.
loves me.
Left knee to left elbow. Hold it here. Slide it down to the wrist. Bend to the floor. Adjust and make your way into pigeon. Always bring the foot a little further forward if you want.
And all I want is you around. All I want is you around. All I want
Put your head to the floor if you can.
around. All I want is you. And the world love holds me. Ooh. And the world love holds me. Ooh.
Start to come up. And then shift your weight over to your left hip. Swing your legs round out in front of you. Hands behind you, pedal up those legs. And then sit up tall and walk your hips back and forth. Not back and forth, just back, really. Take a big inhale, reach over your head. Exhale, reach anywhere on the leg, behind the calves, the ankles, the feet. And then once you're holding a good spot, keep wiggling the hips a little further back. Drop your chin a little bit. Walk your hands back up and lie onto your backs. Extend your legs out in front of you, palms facing up, feet falling out. If your back needs a little bit of a windshield wiper, you can take your knees bent and drop side to side. You can even do a bridge, it feels good. And then go into your final rest pose. Palms up. So wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, reach your arms over your head. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Roll over onto one side of your body and make your way up slowly. You did it. Saturday morning, done. How are we all doing? Feeling a little more recovered after that, hopefully, from our athletic conditioning craziness. Awesome work, you guys.